15-minute power yoga flow. Starting at the front of your mat in Tadasana, inhale, arms rise overhead, look, gaze up, slightly arch back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step, hop, or float back to plank into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Holding here for 5 breaths. Fingers spread wide, pressing through the palms. Pressing the heels back down to the mat, lifting through the sits bones. Pulling the core in. Finding some movement here if you want to. Gazing to the front of your mat, step, hop, or float, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swan dive up, palms come together, look, gaze up. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, back to plank through to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Holding here, 5 breaths. You can walk the heels out, find a little bit of movement. Raise up on the toes, fall back down, heels pressing down. Whatever feels good for your body this morning. Gaze to the front of the mat, step, hop, or float, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, swan dive up, palms come together. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank through to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Five breaths. If there's any movement, feel free to move side to side, bending through the knees, whatever you need to do this morning. Gazing to the front of the mat, step, hop, or float, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Taking the feet hips distance apart, ragdoll, grabbing opposite arms, maybe swaying from side to side, maybe shaking the head yes, no, gently decompressing through the spine, taking a slight bend in the knees if you need to. You can clasp the hands behind the lower back and extend the arms up overhead. Releasing the hands down to the mat and walking the feet out to Malasana, yogi squat. So feet match distance apart, 45 degrees, bending through the knees. Taking the hands to heart center, lifting through the crown of the head. Coming to the breath, finding one point to gaze. Planting the hands down, step back to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises to the sky. And bend the knee, start to gaze underneath the shoulder. And taking some hip circles here, taking the knee in towards the body and around for 3 times. And then inhale, leg rises to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee to the chest. Inhale, high lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Through to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises to the sky, bending the knee, gazing underneath the shoulder, opening through the hip, and doing some circles with the knee. 3 times, 2, and last 1. And inhale, take the leg back up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest, step the foot through, high lunge. Inhale, arms rise overhead. And exhale, plant the hands down, step back to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee to the chest. Step the foot through, warrior two, back foot parallel to the edge of the mat. Strong arms, 3 breaths. And coming into reverse warrior, reaching back for the calf or ankle. Right arm reaching up and overhead. And taking it forward, stepping back to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg towards the sky. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Step the foot through warrior two, back foot parallel to the edge of the mat. Strong arms externally rotating through the hips. And coming to reverse warrior, flip the palm, reaching back for the calf or ankle. Left arm reaches up and overhead, gazing towards the hand. And coming back to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Looking to the front of your mat, step, hop, or float. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Padangusthasana, grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale to a flat back and exhale, fold forward. Elbows towards the shins. You can bend the knees here. Inhale, flat back. Padangusthasana, taking the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet and folding forward. Bending the knees if you need to. And releasing the hands and taking the feet back out to Malasana, yogi squat, feet 45 degrees, elbows to the inside of the knees, reaching tall through the crown of the head, hands to heart center. And reaching towards the right, take the left arm up towards the sky. Maybe reach for the hand clasp. Gazing towards the corner of the room. And inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, take the left hand in front of the left shin. And option for the hand clasp here. Inhale back to center. And planting the hands, coming into crane or crow pose, Bakasana. Taking the knees up towards the armpits, bending through the elbows, gazing about an inch or two forward. Exhale back to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Gazing to the front of the mat, come to a seated position, coming into cobbler's pose. The knees spread wide, taking the soles of the feet out to the side and folding forward. Inhale back to seated. And taking the legs wide into a wide angle forward fold, we're going to do some side stretches first. So reaching up and over to the right. Trying to open the chest towards the ceiling, gazing to the top hand. Inhale back up. And taking it over to the left. Left arm reaches up and over, gazing to the top of the hand. Inhale back to center, and as you exhale, start to fold forward. Inhale back to seated, and taking the legs together into inclined plank pose, pressing through the heels, lifting the chest, gazing backwards. Palms facing towards the toes, internally rotating the thighs. And exhale down. Take the palms together, slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time, coming to the back. Pulling both knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins, giving yourself a nice hug, gently sway from side to side. And letting the knees fall over to the left, gazing over the right shoulder. Pulling the knees back to the chest, gently rock from side to side. Let the knees fall to the right, gazing over the left shoulder. Pulling the knees back to the chest, gently rock from side to side. And whenever you're ready, coming into your final Savasana, spreading the legs wide, palms facing the ceiling, rolling the shoulders down, and fully relaxing into the mat. Scanning the body, noticing if you're holding any tension anywhere. If you notice you're holding any tension, breathe into that space. And as you exhale, release. And if you started to drift off, wiggle the fingers and toes. Inhale, take the arms up and overhead, legs together, full body stretch. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Gently rock from side to side. And falling over to the right into fetal position, fully relaxing down to the mat. And when you're ready, coming to a comfortable seated position, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed this short yoga flow. Namaste. And if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment,